Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hopefully you are always doing good and be happy. Welcome back with me in Academic Speaking. I'm Nadya Resti Verawaty. I'm from D class. Today, I would like to present you another important topic which is really related to our condition. The aim of my presentation today is about the problem of online learning. My talk will be in three parts. The first is about the problems of online learning. After that is about the advantage and disadvantage of online learning. And the last is how to solve the problems. Okay, first, we talk about the problem of online learning. The first problem is lack of motivation. This can happen to students due to lack of support from both teacher and parents. Online learning is still difficult for many students. They often feel bored with activities that are only limited by the screen of their mobile phone or laptop. So they need to be given more enthusiasm and support in the form of motivation from the teachers and their parents. The second problem is too many assignments. This can happen because usually the teachers do not really give an explanation but give a lot of assignment as learning material. However, this method does not work for some students. Maybe the teacher's intention is good so that the students can learn independently, but not all children, not all students, can immediately like that. There are still those who need a clear explanation to do the task. The third problem is internet network is not stable and insufficient internet quota. This happens because the area of the house is not so adequate for the internet network. In some areas, it is still difficult to find an internet network. There are also those whose internet network conditions are unstable. For example, when there is a power outage or blackout, and the difficulty or the signal from provider card being used. Insufficient quota can be due to the high price of the quota. So the students have to buy a more affordable one. The fourth problem is lack of understanding the material that given. This can be this can happen because the teachers do not provide a complete or clear explanation of the material provided. So there are still many students who find difficult to understand the material. That's about the problems of online learning. Now, let's look at the advantage of online learning. The first is having place and time flexibility. Online learning has a flexible time and places, which means it can be done anywhere and anytime. For example, when we are forced to go to another city, but we have to take online learning, we can follow it while on the way. Students can study the online course material during their own time. And also, for the courses that given by the teacher, it can be accessed anytime. The second is reduced costs. Online learning can cost less as there is no cost for transportation and accommodation expenses because the students follow their class at home. They don't need to travel. And the material provided is also online so that it can be accessed at any time without having to buy it. The third advantage is improve students' study skills. Actually, learning is not just listening to the teacher. Learning is absorbing various knowledge that is around and utilizing it for life. Teachers are not the only source of learning. Online learning provides more space for students to develop, and they can explore learning styles and interests. And also, they can seek additional information from all sources or from other sources. This makes students more independent. Now, let's move on to the disadvantage of online learning. The first is often facing technical issues. Not only students, but also teachers often face technical issues, such as unstable internet connection, slow or even bad internet connection, and this this disadvantage hampers online learning experience. The second is causing health issues. Online learning requires us to sit in front of a laptop, computer, or mobile phone for a long time. Too much time spent in front of a computer, laptop, or mobile phone screen may be harmful. It can cause health issues such as headache, eye strain, ear problem, and bad posture and other physical problems. The third is less explanation that given by the teacher. This happens because the media used by the teacher is not too adequate. For example, when using WhatsApp, providing video lessons is not enough for some students. They still need to be given a brief but clear clear explanation. In addition, there are also those who are only given assignment but they are not given a clear explanation of the material regarding the task. The fourth is lack of interaction. Humans usually interact with the people around them. Unfortunately, online learning requires us to interact only through virtual, which is not enough. And because online learning requires us to only meet face to face virtually, this is certainly difficult for students to have discussion groups. They find difficult to do group work because they have limited communication. Students also have limited time to interact with the teachers and school friends. There is the survey data from UNICEF. UNICEF conducted the survey on 18th to 29th May 2020 and 5th to 8th June 2020. During the survey, UNICEF received more than 4,000 responses from students in 34 Indonesian provinces via the U-Report channel consisting of WhatsApp and Messenger. The survey results stated that 66% of 60 million students from various levels of education in 34 provinces admitted that they were not comfortable studying at home during the COVID-19 pandemic. Of these, 87% of students want to return to school immediately. It is not without reason that students feel uncomfortable when they have to study from home rather than at school. The survey also found that while studying at home, 38% of the students who were respondents said that the lack the lack of guidance from the teacher was the main obstacle, while 35% mentioned poor internet access. If online learning continue, more than half or 62% of respondents admit that they need internet quota. Although online learning has some problems, we have we have also the ways to solve the problems. So, how to solve the problems of online learning? The first is give support and motivation to the students. The second is give enough assignment and give a submission deadline, so the students will not postpone to do the task. The third is provide quota funds. Maybe it can be from school or from the government. The fourth is using interactive and variative media so the student will not get bored while while doing online learning. In conclusion, online learning has some problems, some advantages, and some disadvantages. But that do not mean that online learning is a bad learning system. With the advancement of technology today, we should know a lot about technology, and with online learning, we learn more and more about technology. There are also many solutions to solve the problems of online learning. So don't worry, everything can be improved day by day. Alright, everyone, that's my presentation. I hope it can be helpful for us to know about the problems, the advantages, and the disadvantages of online learning, and also how to solve the problems. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm sorry if there are many mistakes during the presentations. Stay healthy and stay safe. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.